You're alive. How's it going, everybody? It's Johnny Walker Dread again from the Johnny Walker Dread Show on YouTube. And as you know, I've been studying the background of a certain Rashad Richey for quite a while, and I have here a guest, fake PhD investigator, who's going to join in on the fun, and it's going to be a fun night. I'm telling you, it's gotten wild. Why don't you introduce yourself there?
Hi, I'm fake PhD investigator. I work on people with questionable degrees, and Rashad Richey happens to be one of these guys. Particularly active person. He's always up to something new, always getting new degrees, working new scams, and I think we've got some entertaining news today.
And while we're at it, why don't you give us a little update here? Tell us what's going on here with this business news. And by the way, is business news trend one of his?
Business News Trend, that's correct. That's one of his network of his fake news websites that he directly controls. Um, as far as we can tell from the online sources. And so it's he posted this on Twitter saying, "Hey, look at this article about me," and it says man steals 30,000 from school. Dr. Richie offers to pay balance,
What a
and he
guy!
had
I mean, what?
yeah.
I mean, he's the greatest guy around, isn't he?
Somebody stole from these poor kids, and he's stepping up to the plate, and he's
Oh.
paying whatever they owe because he's gonna make it right.
But
Or
what's
so
the real story?
or so he wants people to know. So he posted that. And then he posted a link to this article on his own fake news website, written by his own folks, um, of which we now kind of know who they are. And there's essentially no update. A couple of those people have been contacted by my side, and nobody's said that, nobody's been able to confirm that Rashad's paid any money, even offered to pay anything. He's never even offered to pay anything. So
Well, and one of your, I don't know if the term crony is a little insulting, colleagues.
my contact, yeah.
Didn't he contact the PTSA member or
That's
the
right. The,
owner?
the the guy out west, yeah, he contacted the actual victim, and then she was going to call Rashad Richey, and she was just so grateful. She was like, "Yeah, Rashad Richey's the best. He's totally right about this issue, and he would be if he had, offered to actually pay money, but he didn't." So she was surprised by it, and she wanted to contact him. So yeah, I haven't, she has not said that she's got the money. So
And as I said before, if you're going to be generous like this and give the money, the first people you're going to talk to are the people you're going to give money to. And the fact that he hadn't contacted her at all, she's not going to get a dime.
she didn't know about it. Yeah, the actual people that were supposed to get the money had no idea.
Okay. And you know what, Rashad, do the right thing. You promised it. Give her the money. And both of us, we would be quite happy if that happened, right? Because both of us
Actually
would take
step up
credit
to the plate. Yeah.
for helping.
Yeah. Do what you said you're gonna do,
Yeah. And
right?
in fact, at some point, might wonder if the Young Turks doesn't step in and say, we're going to have to donate the money
Because
because this is one of,
Rashad Richey, the Young Turks Network, they say they're progressive, but Rashad actually covers a bunch of, consumer advocacy issues that, are not very political at all, something like this. Um, right? He
yeah.
could do the right thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, this could be a big, embarrassment to the Young Turks itself.
Yeah, because he
So
used their channel to,
it was on their
facilitate.
channel. So
Yeah.
he's one of their agents, really.
He's facilitating, he's using TYT to, puff up his image, and it's not true. It could be true, Rashad. Go ahead and pay that balance.
Oh, and here's a good one.
So what else we found? Yeah. So so this is his supposed master's thesis
It was his
dissertation
master's thesis,
turned, best-selling Amazon book.
according to
And
him. Yeah,
I mean, it's in demand. I got to tell you that. So we found a website that sells an exclusive signed copy of his first book. Well, it's not really his first book, but an exclusive signed copy, and it's worth a whopping $14.
Right. If you go to Amazon, it's for sale for $12.53. So his signature is worth a buck 47.
That's not bad. That's not, yeah, probably worth more than ours. We're just jealous.
Yeah, we're jealous. I mean, damn it, why can't my signature be worth a buck 47? You know. And by the way,
Yeah,
I
just
just checked today. He claims this is the number one physics seller in the country. Guess what? It he sells on average 6 copies a month.
oh, okay, yeah. Well, I'm sure what happened was that he got some of his marketing people to buy a few books so that it was number one for like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, I don't even know if they could have done
Something
that.
like that. I can see that. It's some type of minor scam like that that they worked at, and
Yeah.
then they were like, well, we can claim that.
Jeez. But at any rate, and the book is garbage. I read the first chapter on one of my previous channels,
Well,
previous
we
videos,
kind of
and
we will soon here. We're going to cover this. We're going to find out what is one of the actual revelations in the book, one of the exclusive revelations, because that will be covered in that. I don't know. Is that the next thing we're going to get to?
no, not really. But
Not
yeah,
yet. Okay,
okay, here we go.
we'll get Rashad Richey. Yeah. So if anybody's feeling a little worked up, needs a little peace, do you want to play some of this? Just a little sampling.
If you're really
Rashad Richey's
feeling
got the
down and you
answer.
don't have the courage to just go all the way, listen to this for about 5 minutes. Oh my God, this is if if you're trying to find inner peace, this is the worst thing you can listen to. You just want to punch the screen after about the 17th time that he mentioned something about peace is your progress or something. Oh
Just
my
play
God,
like
it's
20
horrible.
seconds of it. I mean, we can't do the whole thing.
Oh, you wanted me to play it a little bit? Okay.
Yeah,
I
just a
can.
little bit of this ridiculous thing.
All right, here we go.
Skip forward like 2 minutes because he's got an ad in
Yeah.
there, of course. I can't hear it actually. Can you hear it?
Oh wait, I think I have
Yeah,
to. Let's see. Can you hear it?
I cannot hear it.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. When I shared it, hang on. Give me 1 second. Okay, I need to share it. Oh, I thought I had the tab audio on. That's really strange. Okay, we'll
Well,
try it
I mean,
again.
yeah, try it one more.
Oops. I keep pushing
Determines
it.
your progress.
Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
progress determines your power. If you believe that you are responsible for progressing, if you believe that you are responsible for your progress, that also means that you must be responsible for your peace.
So that's it.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much covers the content of the entire length of this.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of repeats that thing over and over and over again. Oh my God.
He's
And you
got to,
just
he wants to get into the self-improvement tapes business, I guess.
okay, here we go. Give us a little update on this.
Degree info. Yeah, I guess somebody's there. So there are these forums where people discuss, getting degrees. Where's the best place to get this degree or that degree? What university offers? What options? And one of the threads in there that somebody's discovered was a Substack article about Rashad Richey that was published on the Fake PhD Investigator blog a couple of days ago. And so they're discussing this, and yeah, it's worth checking out if you go to degree info.
Yeah.
So they're kind of catching on to Rashad Richey is
Mhm.
just a
And
big
this,
big
by the
fraud.
way, this forum's been around for a long, long time.
Long. This is old. This is an old school forum. This is probably
Yeah,
20 years old.
yeah, it is. It's been around a long time. So, yeah, we'll post a link in the description. So if you want to cruise through and listen to what they have to say about Rashad Richey, and it's not pleasant. And keep in mind, these guys don't know who Rashad Richey is.
Yeah, nobody's heard of
So
him first, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And this is a forum where people actually are pretty forgiving, or actually looking for degrees that are just a bit easier, that
yeah,
don't maybe require all of the hard work of a 4-year research university degree, and they're just like, "Man, I need this for whatever to get promotion at work. What are the best options? What's the cheapest thing here for me? Do I get this degree from Mexico or Nicaragua, like Rashad, has been?" And then people comment on it like, "Well, that's not going to get accepted here. That's not really a good degree." And these people that are discussing those things, they're saying, "Well, what a fraud. We've discussed this California University FCE before. What
they're
a
onto
what a
that.
what a
Yeah,
complete fraud this guy is. He's got nothing." Or well, somebody discovered that he actually has 2 degrees from accredited institutions. Whether he's actually written these dissertations is questionable, but we
well,
can't
yeah.
prove
Keep in
either way.
mind, as you mentioned, they tend to try to justify the sincerity of these degrees. I mean, they're not like a lot of your skeptics who are just looking for wrong things, right? But even
Yeah.
they, here's one. If universities awarded degrees in lying, this guy could have qualified as a professor anywhere. I read the whole sickening account, all the bad schools and bogus credential places. I'm unwell. I have to lie down.
Uh,
He hasn't been able to, like take it in stride like we have. And by the way, they do mention me down here, but it's not particularly positive in a way because they
yeah,
say I made mistakes. There we go.
but it's good to have people from the outside looking
Yeah,
into this.
sure. Sure. So
It's
they
it's
said
it's
that I
great.
got a
Yeah.
lot of things wrong with the Azteca deal. But keep in mind, a lot of the Azteca video was way back, and that was when I was just starting to kind of
Yeah.
understand. These guys are experts, by the way. I mean, I think you're really an expert, but me, I'm a little bit of a newbie at this stuff.
Yeah. So
And
the
um,
Azteca thing they have proprio degrees that they don't
these guys
really.
know the Azteca story,
Yeah.
you know.
So
And of
yeah,
course,
so
Azteca
there's people
University is
there that
where
have been there for. I mean, what's this member? Can you click on that poster's name? Maybe see how long he's been with the forum.
2010,
July
13,
2010.
yeah,
Yeah, so these are
13
people
years.
that have been around for a long time. They know what's up, and they tend to give just advice, pretty much almost neutral advice. Well, that degree isn't going to get accepted. That's not really that's not going to fly with whatever you're trying to do here and there. They're almost neutral as to to these lower value foreign degrees.
But I will say this, they don't understand the depths of how this goes. I mean, to them, they're still looking at this thing on a superficial level. We've dived really deep. This is far deeper than they imagined.
I don't know. I mean, some of these guys know what's up. I think. Yeah, I think some
Really?
of these guys. Not maybe not everyone, but
Okay.
yeah. All right. What's the next thing?
Let's see here. Oh, that's nothing. They just sent me my confirmation. It hasn't come in yet.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here is now this is what we're talking about tonight mostly. And we're going to start off by describing one of the actual articles here just briefly.
Wait. This
This
is
is
not
Science
the.
News Watch.
Yeah, but this is not the article. I think you. Yeah,
Right.
you got. Yeah.
But I wanted
So
to show
yes.
them what this is about.
So this is what this is about is that we had the last stream you hosted. The last stream coincided with a Substack article on Rashad Richey, just detailing all of his frauds. So those two things came out at the same time, and that prompted a reaction. Rashad Richey actually replied in the way he knows how to reply, is by posting an article on one of his fake news websites.
Yeah, you want to show it to him now?
Yeah, let's dive into
Okay,
it. So this
this
is
is
essentially his reply to the allegations from naysayers,
okay. Hang
which
on.
is pretty much just I believe us and a handful of other people, maybe
Okay,
total by 10 or 12 people, I think,
all right. I got to catch it
that are
here.
very active, and I don't know, a whole bunch of people follow this too on the sort of the sidelines.
Okay, so let's see here. I got to change.
So
Let me
the Twitter thing I posted got for about the Substack article got 1,100 views. The article itself got some 500 views. So this thing's been going around.
Okay, so I'm going to have to pull it up here. Hang on one second. Oh, that's not what I want. Sorry. Every time I think I get this thing straightened out. Oh, here we go. Okay, I think I got it now. Okay, let's see.
That the original article.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. Let's see.
Yeah. I also posted it, I believe, on I just posted it, a link on Twitter.
Is that what we're looking at?
That's it. Yeah. So
Mhm.
so what's happened is Rashad Richey's assembled a team of detectives and investigative news reporters to investigate whether he really is one of the most educated men in America. By the way,
Wait a
this
minute. You got to stop a minute. You got to let that
yeah.
soak in a bit. Okay. They have this online magazine has been, let's say, criticized by a few out there, some nutcases, right? Who have dared say that maybe not everything that's printed in Science News Watch is real, genuine. Well, we're going to get to the bottom of that. So this Science News Watch is going to hire some detectives, and they're going to go in and check and verify that, by golly, this Science News Watch is the real deal. Is that how it's
Science
supposed
News,
to go?
it is. ScienceNewsWatch.com is, of course, owned by Rashad Richey. So, it's not not very not arm's length here.
Right. Okay. So let's go down because this gets funny as hell.
It's an investigative report. Really? Is he? So, wait a minute. So, is he really one of the most educated men in America? That already halves the population. Because he used to claim that he's one of the most educated individuals in America. Now we're just talking about men, I guess.
Oh yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. There you go.
yeah,
And
yeah,
by the way, make note of the fact that this is about the most educated men in America, because later he's going to claim that, well, degrees don't really mean anything, or sort
yeah.
of. Well,
So
hang on.
that's right.
Oh,
He's most educated. Yeah, men in America. I guess he doesn't want to compete with women.
I suppose so. Okay, so there he is, and yeah, all right. I never did figure out this is at Alabama
um,
State. Oh, Albany
yeah,
State.
yeah.
Oh,
He
he's
gave a
doing some sort of,
commencement address. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah, Albany State. Okay, here we go.
So
You
here,
want
wait,
to
yeah. Let's see the writers.
take it and
Nancy
go?
Trumbull, PhD, and T. Eccles. T. Eccles is in fact um,
I
T.
forget his
Eccles.
first name.
Oh yeah, Thrandon Eccles. He's I believe he's involved in a high school. He's some type of he's on the administrative team of the Clark County School District.
Okay,
So this
in
is,
Las
of course,
Vegas.
in Georgia. Yeah. So that's where he's at. And he's apparently now an investigative journalist. Wow, what an upgrade, I guess, from or maybe a downgrade. I don't know. Investigative journalists probably struggle a lot more to make money than somebody that is permanently employed
Well,
at a
that's what
school
we're doing, and
district.
we're not making any money.
Yeah. And then, oh yeah, the fact check contributors, Detective K. Ashford. That turns out to be Kevin Tadeus Ashford.
I think it's
And
Thaddeus.
okay, well,
Yeah.
whatever, however you pronounce that. Um, he's and he I guess he used to be a detective. He's a private investigator. So Rashad Richey has hired a private investigator. And now I won't go into, of course, where he lives, but I pulled up his address on Google Street View, and lo and behold, a Mercedes Benz, just like the one Rashad Richey owns, was in the driveway.
This is an
So again,
independent investigation here.
totally independent, yeah. uh,
Oh, and by the
and
way, the National Investigation and Intelligence Agency
oh yeah,
of
we'll get to that. Somehow it
okay,
is
yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
abbreviated. It is in the article. He abbreviates it as NIIP, and well, I looked this up, and why is it NIIP, and it doesn't match up with the acronym, right?
Right.
Uh,
The
so
name.
Rashad Richey, I think, what was it, last year? Maybe even last year, he registered a website under his name called NIIPintelligence.us, I believe.
They
And
can't
so
even cover their tracks.
you can't cover the track. So this is just Rashad Richey and his buddy, I guess he
Mhm.
knows from somewhere, and Dr. N. Plant. And frankly, why not use the full name? It seems like they're deliberately trying to obfuscate, us finding out who exactly this is, right? I mean,
Mhm.
this is kind of, I don't know, Dr. N. Plant. That is, what's her name? Nemaya Plant.
Right.
Yeah, Nemaya Plant. She's got a website. Do you want to pull up the website? NemayaPlant.com.
They'll have to post it, I think, into the actual chat.
I'll copy. I will. Um,
I don't know if I've seen it yet.
okay. Well, it's fairly straightforward. So doctor, she doesn't have a doctorate yet. It's all but defended. That's the status of
Oh,
her
okay.
doctorate. So she claims it before she's really has the degree. Okay, kind of like Rashad Richey.
Yeah, he does a lot of that. Okay, so let's see here.
And we also maybe want to mention that in response to your live stream and the Substack blog article about him, he changed his LinkedIn. Changed his LinkedIn. Um, so
Now,
so
you're
that's
talking about
Nemaya.
something real recent because I noticed that he made some changes myself,
Yeah,
but that was a few days ago.
that was a few. We haven't checked since, but yeah, that's Nemaya Plant. Well, what is she involved in? So DPA. So she's got a bunch of degrees that may or may not check out. I haven't looked, but
Okay.
oh, very interestingly, she's also she's got the DPA, or she hasn't got it yet, from Liberty University. If anybody,
Oh,
do you
okay.
know Liberty University?
Oh, yeah. Very. That's Falwell's
Yeah.
University.
So this is another one of those hard right-wing connections of Rashad Richey. He hires a graduate from Liberty University. All right. I mean, okay, maybe it's I don't know, maybe that degree program is good. I don't frankly know about it, but and maybe there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just very different from his public persona.
Okay, so let's see
So
here. Hang on, I got to get back to where I was. Um, trying to remember. Okay, see, is that it? No, sorry. This takes. I have just so many things open here that it's just kind of gotten crazy.
I'm just gonna assume that, I mean, since they also say that in the article, that this is sort of the group of people that's been contributing to the website, writing those hype articles on Rashad.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Okay, let's see here.
Try
Why
and
is
get
that?
back to the article.
Yeah, hang on, I can get it. let's see. I think this is it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, and guess who also shows up there?
Oh, who's this?
Erica
Oh, Erica
Wilson.
Wilson. Yeah. So that's his attorney and also the co-founder of the
Fairness
law
firm.
firm. Yeah. The fairness firm, the law firm. She's she's the only person with an actual law degree there, I believe. Is it? Or maybe there's one other lady. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall that we did that expose of the fairness firm a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So those people are article contributors, Dr. Chika Aqua, or however you pronounce that. So, and Dr. Brian Keith Hodges. Those are people at Clark Atlanta University. Those are the people that pulled him through by hook or by crook to get
Mhm.
himself an EDD from Clark Atlanta.
Right. Oh, and by the way, as a fact check contributor, Erica Wilson has pretty well made herself a witness in any kind of future litigation on this shit.
That's
So
right. She
it's like,
can't be his yeah, if there was ever litigation, she's a witness and she can't be his
I mean,
attorney.
why, if you're Erica, why would you put your name on this document?
I know. That's such a terrible idea.
Oh
Maybe
my
that's why it
God.
was deleted. So I'm going to give something away here. This article was deleted shortly after
Oh
it
yeah,
came
yeah.
out.
We got to talk about that a little bit because it was also modified.
It's modified and then was deleted. There's a huge panic about it. Oh, let's go back up. So two other contributors. Those are people, Dr. Jose Agustin Lopez Gonzalez Pacheco.
Mhm.
So, and Dr. Ricardo Saavedra. Those two people are from Azteca University. They just kind of
Right.
confirmed that Rashad Richey is just the most brilliant man in the world.
As we read this, when I was reading this, I was thinking, this is the stupidest thing I've read in, I don't know, in quite a long time.
This is
And
really a mistake, and that's probably why it's been deleted.
yeah, all right. So they posted this thing up on Science News Watch, and then all of a sudden things changed on it, the title and a few other things, and then they just pulled it down. And I have a feeling they were embarrassed over it.
So this article was up for about 10 hours before it was modified. And then a few hours later, it was pulled completely.
Okay, so let's go ahead and read this. Science News Watch has been following the physics career of Dr. Rashad Richey. That shouldn't be too hard because he doesn't have one. Since his meteoric, oh God, his huge rise as a physics researcher. Hey, look, I've had already a lot of this. In June of 2022, one of our journalists was approached about following Richie's studies and inventions while documenting his juggling of both law school and graduate studies in applied physics and quantum mechanics simultaneously. Impressed with his physics knowledge, keep in mind, this is supposed to be a science journal.
So supposedly there's somebody with, a clipboard or a notebook following
Oh
him
yeah,
and
following him
just
around, going
all
like, "Oh my God,
impressed with
what was
what
he
he does.
doing?"
Yeah.
I can see him with the lab coat on.
Yeah.
Impressed with his physics knowledge and witnessing a highly regimented study routine firsthand, like they stood there and watched him studying.
Yeah.
SNW wrote a feature article on Richie in 2023 after he completed a 2-year graduate program and his master's thesis was approved by the university. Okay. As a small operation that depends on staffers and volunteers from the scientific community, right? Get volunteers, right? Yeah, we trust the investigative and journalistic integrity of each writer. Well, there's your first mistake. Oh, God. Unfortunately, editorial is not always able to vet to every detail. True. But our standards are just as rigorous as any American news publication. And can you imagine
Certainly.
anybody? Can you imagine Scientific American writing this? Right?
Well, so half of this is just, like they're starting out justifying why this article is newsworthy and correct. If you have
Well,
to justify why this is,
but
then
but
you're already
they're
starting
trying to
off on the wrong
justify
foot.
the journal.
Yeah.
It's like we went out and we investigated. Now about us, well, we're
Yeah.
pretty
Well,
good.
we're totally credible. Just
Yeah.
just to clarify things here.
Oh, and this is where it gets really spicy. A couple of months ago, SNW was contacted via emailed by an individual representing themselves as a member of the scientific community and indicated SNW did not properly check the academic background and claims stated in the feature article about Dr. Rashad Richey. You don't put doctor in the actual doctor is a
So,
salutation, okay? But go ahead.
yeah, there is no way to contact anyone on the Science Newswatch website.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
yeah, that other guy, the guy out west, he signed up for it, and then got and there was no way to contact anyone. So who contacted Science Newswatch? Well, somebody contacted members of Rashad's team probably, and they're like, "Well, we're Science Newswatch now."
um, I have a feeling that nobody contacted S&W. I think that this was originated right out of Rashad.
Most likely.
Yeah. So, okay, as a publication who cares deeply about the content we curate and the science community we speak to daily, yeah, right. They speak to the science community daily. Yeah. Okay. The allegation that one of our journalists potentially did not engage in due diligence was troubling. We immediately held a meeting with the journalist, provided a copy of the story and allegations. It went through each claim made in case a retraction was warranted. Oh my God.
A retraction. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
this is
funnily is that the only thing they've ever retracted from this website is this very article.
that's right.
I guess it didn't meet their standard.
SNW also contacted Richie via written correspondence. And I know Richie's like, what? Wait, I cannot believe this. There's a problem with one of the articles about me. To alert him to the complaint and that we would have to review the article fully to ensure accuracy in the reporting, Richie provided this statement. Oh, this is good. Thank you for informing me of this. I am willing to assist and provide any information needed. And then that's all you really would have to say, right? But no. Sometimes bad faith actors, that's me and you, can seem convincing. And it's truly sad I even have to respond to this. But I assure you, these allegations are false. My degrees are from accredited universities, and I work on faculty as a professor at multiple colleges. Obviously, not a professor of English, because he is what I call a kamikaze. He's got more comma splices lined up right there. Right? It's like, oh my god. Oh, and my only request is that when your investigation is complete, please publish your findings. He's got a lot of confidence that they're going to confirm his background, right? This same individual,
Oh, now
he's
it's just
talking
one
about me
person.
there.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's
you.
talking about me. This
Yeah.
same individual has regularly led a small group of surrogates. Hey, Mr. Surrogate, how you doing out there?
How's it going? And probably Chris Harding and
Yeah,
there's like 3 or 4 other people.
that contact that contact employers. I have done that, and universities. I've done that as well. Inboxes my social media followers with completely false proclamations. Oh yeah, that's me because I
That's you?
contacted
Yeah.
that LinkedIn guy who was claiming like 51 PhDs or something like. No, he was claiming 26 PhDs.
Well, that's what that's Rashad, what you call an attack surface. Your attack surface is rather large.
Mhm. Questioning my higher educational background and achievements. As Science News Watch knows, I'm a published research scientist. Hey, the whole purpose of this investigation is to confirm this stuff, Rashad. Telling us this is not going to do you any good in a normal situation, right? Um, who cares more about learning and researching with diverse colleagues than simply schooling? Okay, remember, he's not really cared about schooling at all, but the article's title is Dr. Rashad Richey really the most educated men in America?
But he doesn't. He
So,
doesn't care about that. Yeah, he just happens
uh,
to be the most educated one.
what my degrees speak to is my willingness to learn. It's how I apply the knowledge daily that matters most. Why are you having to tell us this? I don't know. Please let me know if you have any direct questions or, and this is the best part, need of documents for your investigative process. Gee, okay, I am one of these brilliant private investigators hired to check the academic background, the university degrees, and he's willing to provide documents. I wonder what I would request. Hmm.
Well,
Transcripts?
transcripts or actual diplomas. That's the one thing that Rashad has been unwilling to make public is any sort of diplomas, transcripts, any documents. He's never, you think he'd be proud of this, but if he's got the actual degrees,
I have
but he
never
doesn't
seen a
he doesn't
picture of
post
a
those.
diploma.
Yeah, he's not. He's
No.
avoided
But
that.
I mean, you don't need to hire an investigative team. Just ask for the transcripts. He's saying
Well,
that he's willing to provide them.
he's just being very thorough. He's got an investigative team of what, 5 or 6 people here. They're gonna investigate. Let's see what they find.
Yeah. Okay. At the time of the SMW story preparation and feature article, the journalist primarily focused on Richey's physics related education, but provided content about other higher education accomplishments, media roles, and leadership position. uh, SNW saw this as an aspirational and inspirational story. Yeah, we use those in Science Newswatch.
Oh, wait. Aspirational? Does
Yeah,
does
that's what
that
he had.
mean that some of his claims were aspirational and not actual?
I think what they mean is that he these articles about Rashad are going to cause a bunch of youngsters to want to be like him,
Okay. Yeah. Fair
aspire
enough.
to be,
Yeah.
to have 4 or 5 doctorates. Yeah, I'm almost certain that that's what that is. Given the number of verifiable news sources online, S&W did not confirm with each agency mentioned in the feature, I bet. But S&W did investigate the university and verified the program completion documents, like transcripts, given it was a focal point of the story. For this story, S&W hired the National Investigation and Intelligence Firm, which always shortens to NPII.
So yeah, that's just the website he had registered. So maybe this is in sort of in preparation for saying, oh, here's the website of NPII Intelligence. That they're totally legit. Actually, I didn't check. Maybe the website has become active because it was dormant last time I checked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No surprise. It's a government licensed private investigation agency in the US. By the way, based out of Atlanta.
Yeah, so I checked. There is no such thing.
Oh, really?
There's no company
I couldn't
the
find one.
registered in Georgia with that name or any name that's close to it or the abbreviation. It just doesn't exist under
Made
that
it up.
name anyway. Yeah.
Specializing in accreditations, background checks, and asset recovery. Here are the findings. Oh, this is where it gets really good. Dr. Rashad Richey is on record as an outspoken supporter of domestic and international higher education experiences. We don't care. This was supposed to be about confirming whether he had these degrees or not. um, Completing doctoral studies in federal higher education policy reform at Clark Atlanta, a private research university in Atlanta. Okay. Accredited. Okay, so it's accredited. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
An
That's one of
accreditor
that's one of his
recognized.
actual
Yeah, it's one of the
accredited degrees.
few possibly real. I mean, there's no doubting the university; it does exist. Whether he
Yeah.
really got a real
Well,
PhD or
I'm pretty sure he
PhD.
he did get a degree.
No. I
Whether
mean,
he wrote the dissertation, whether he did any work, that's another matter.
yeah, and that's what I was going to say is that he does have an EDD. I'm not sure that it's really anything to be proud of, but okay. And it goes on. CAU is the first historically black college or university. We know that the university exists. That's not the problem. But okay.
There's always a whole bunch of ad copy in his articles, right?
Yeah.
That's just praising him.
Hmm. And the university. Evaluating the impact. Oh, this is his title of his dissertation there. And and here we go. To confirm this, they don't go to the transcripts, which would tell unambiguously that he has completed his PhD, right? Instead, they get a quote from him. Oh, no, from his advisor. Dr.
Yeah.
Richey was a stellar student while working on his doctorate at Clark Atlanta University. It was clear that he was already doing impactful work in the community and that he was preparing himself to be of even greater service. And that doesn't tell you whether he got the freaking PhD or not.
Yeah.
And
It sounds like
again,
an excuse on why they pulled him through that program.
the private investigators, if they were even involved in this, and who knows, man, he could have just written their name on this thing, right? But if you are Thaddeus, Kent Thaddeus or whatever, and
Kevin,
you
I
were
think.
actually
Yeah.
hired to do this on this, and this is your quality of work, nobody should ever hire you because this is crap. If I'm going to investigate whether he got a PhD from Clark Atlanta, I'm not going to interview his advisor and get a feel good quote. I need to ask, did he finish?
Yeah, I think you're taking this too seriously. I mean, I think everyone's aware that this is a nonsense article.
Oh yeah,
Clearly,
yeah, yeah.
there was no investigative work done here. Yeah, I
But
mean,
keep
for
in,
all we know, Rashad Richey wrote this up himself.
right, and that's why I
Yeah.
say that if in Thaddeus, whatever your name is, you
Kevin
know,
Kevin
yeah,
Kevin Ashford. Kevin
yeah, you know whether
Thaddeus
you were
Ashford.
involved in this or not. If you were really involved in this and you allowed him to put your name on this, then you have made a serious mistake. This is typical of really, really shoddy private investigation work. But
And
whatever.
this might be one of the reasons why it was deleted. It's just
Yeah.
embarrassing.
I mean, yeah, I could imagine that maybe one of the people said, "What are you doing showing that? I didn't agree with this."
Yeah,
And
like
oops,
this.
out it
Some
goes.
people, he asked some people for a quote, and then they ended up in this article.
Mhm. S&W confirmed Richie is a member of the American Association of University Professors. That was never in question. And I checked.
No-
All you have to do is just give him some money.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it's a lot of those.
oh, and by the way, for proof, this is proof that Rashad Richey graduated from CAU. We have this picture of the graduation ceremony, except we can't spot Rashad anywhere in this.
Yeah, it exists. There
Oh,
was a
and by the way,
graduation ceremony. They're at that level.
Horace Henry, I looked him up. He's a Jamaican and was actually convicted of a very serious felony. He's in prison now, but I
Who's
don't know if
Horace
he has
Henry?
any. Yeah,
Who's
Horace
he?
Henry, the
How's he related?
photographer.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't
Well,
think
with
it's
that
related
doesn't
to him
matter.
here.
But
I
anyway,
just
it's
thought
just
that was kind of funny. But
yeah,
here's the other thing. Look at this photograph. You couldn't lean over the railing. I
well,
mean,
I mean that's beyond the scope of our
sure, sure.
yeah. But
And as further proof, we have a picture of the sign. Okay, now we get the question and answer session. And of course, there's a straw man here because the real questions that we had was these other universities. They focused on CAU because that was the one they could confirm, right?
well, they have a whole bunch, and
Yeah. And here we're going to go
yeah.
into the other ones. And does he really hold a doctor of science in immigration law? And yes, Richie
So
completed a
so
post.
to save everyone, the tension and the anticipation of all this, the answer to all of these investigative questions is yes.
Right. And
Rashad,
how
yeah.
how did they confirm it was yes? Richie told them.
That's right. They interviewed Richie, and he said it was so.
Mhm. Um, for example, it says here Richie's research at Azteca attempts to provide humanitarian solutions. Well, where did they get that from? Richie. So they went in to investigate, and ultimately it all revolved back into asking Richie, um, like,
Yeah.
is this real? The other one is they went onto the websites of the universities and pulled down the information. But as you know, these are diploma mills.
This is
Okay.
really I checked into Azteca, and the way Azteca works is they are an accredited university, yes, in Mexico, and all you have to do is in Mexico it doesn't work that the university is accredited. They do have to be accredited, but the way it works is they Department of Education or whatever they're called out there, they come to the school and they accredit a course of study, say like a bachelor's of arts, right?
Mhm.
um, and then they accredit that course of study, and from that point onward that entire university is accredited, just only that one degree. They can offer a whole variety, hundreds of other degrees, but those degrees then aren't necessarily accredited. So the degrees aren't accredited, and then they have this proprio degrees that aren't, accredited degrees that they give out anyway, then that then have sort of questionable value, if any, and they aren't really worth anything. So the university is accredited, the degree no, and also as a foreigner you cannot get an accredited degree at Azteca. You have to be Mexican national.
Yeah, and this is also the university that had a selection list of honorary degrees that you could purchase.
You can purchase an honorary degree. That's totally
Right,
ridiculous.
and
Yeah,
you had to promise that you would go down there and like participate in the commencement
that's right.
ceremony.
One of the requirements for accepting the honorary degree is that you show up for the ceremony.
And by the
Uh,
way, I checked on the I forget it's called. It's something about the database. All the instructions in Spanish. So I hope that Richie is brushed up on his Spanish. So yeah, it's a
So they
it
don't
can't
confirm
be.
any of that. So this investigative team of what, 5 people or something, they did not go to that length.
And I actually was able to pull down this thesis
Oh,
because
that's right. His thesis. Yeah.
he published this thesis in that International Journal of Science and Research. Okay,
Hmm.
that's that journal out of India that is basically a predatory journal. They will print or publish anything if you pay them, and it doesn't
So I
cost
think
much.
that no, it's like $160 or something.
Yeah. So they publish this. You cannot publish your master's thesis in a journal. I mean, because your master's thesis is already published by the university. So
Yeah,
that's a double dipping kind of thing. And one of the things that you always check off when you're publishing is this has not been published anywhere else, right?
that's
But
right. This is original work.
original
I
work.
think you can publish the work from your thesis. You definitely can publish things from your thesis, but not the other way around. You
Well, you
cannot.
could publish work from your thesis as supporting new research, but I mean, he just published the actual
You just publish
master
the
thesis.
full thing, like as is.
Yeah, and you
All
can't do
right.
that. Okay. Is there anything here that's kind of interesting? Oh, here we go. Just the first line. During Dr.
Okay.
Rashad Richey's postdoctoral studies at Azteca University, postdoc, we saw firsthand his research prowess, insight, and genius. Who writes?
Okay. Well, who
I don't
says
even
that?
write that for my letters of recommendation. And that's
This
just
is
way
Rashad.
over
This is
top.
Rashad Richey himself having written that, or his
Right,
lackeys.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. Dr. Richey remains a humble and accessible
He's
person.
just so humble. He feels the need to publish this article on how humble he is on a website.
His brilliance is well known among the faculty.
So
Oh
I,
my
I, I
God.
I've got to bet. I've got to bet that nobody knows him there because he did his online degree. So how would anyone know him? He's never met anyone there. He's never been there.
Oh boy. And let's see, here's another one. It was an honor having him as a student scholar. His doctoral research thesis received some of the highest marks possible from the doctoral committee supervisor. You don't get marks for your thesis. I mean, you either get approval or not approval. They sign off on the thing or not. Um,
Yeah. So they don't really
yeah.
know how this works. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe in Mexico it's different. I don't know. I wouldn't worry about that. But the fact is, they're writing this like he was actually in Mexico and studied there for years. He
Yeah.
did not. He's never set foot in that university. As
Mhm.
far as I know, he's only been to Costa Rica on vacation. I'm not sure. He may have been to Mexico on vacation, but he did not study there. He's never been there. Let's see a picture or a shot. Prove us wrong.
Yeah, well, you ain't gonna get it. Here we go. Here's the graduations. He's not in there.
Oh, but you know the guy that the guy in the center is one of the
Mhm.
guys
Sure.
that's Ricardo, whatever. I forget his name, but it's one of the two
Yeah,
guys.
and I'm not sure that he even wrote that, but I mean, Rashad could have paid him, but oh boy. Did Dr. Richey complete his Doctor of Jurisprudence and now qualify to take the bar? The answer is no, but according to these,
That's both no and no,
according
but
to crack investigators, yes and yes. Oh God. SNW was able to confirm that Richie was accepted into Atlanta John Marshall's Law School on scholarship in 2021. Oh, there's no scholarship, and attended for one academic year. He later transferred his Atlanta John Marshall Law School credits to Birmingham School of Law. And tell us the truth now.
he did. He may or may not have gone there. The last we have is a picture of him that he posted on social
I'm talking
media.
about Atlanta's John Marshall Law School.
Oh yeah. So they're essentially confirming what we found out. That email we got from the John Marshall Law School that he enrolled, was then unenrolled in December or something for presumably doing absolutely no work at all, then begged to come back, was re-enrolled, and was then dismissed from the university at the end of the semester. He
Yeah,
got kicked out.
and by the way, attended one academic year. No, he didn't. He didn't make it through the second semester.
He might have shown up once or twice. We don't
But
know that.
at any rate, why,
He
if
got
I'm
kicked out. Yeah.
Rashad, why not just forget Atlanta John Marshall Law School completely?
Yeah, I know. Just
You,
don't mention it. I know.
I wouldn't. I would just say, and by the way, if he did go
It's
to
not a great law school. It's not something you'd want to brag about.
no, but if I went to okay, look, things can happen, right? You enroll in a school, it's not for you, things don't work out, you don't show up, you get kicked out. Okay, worst of things have happened, but don't take credit for it. I mean, just say, look, I mean, I'm not going to mention this one because it just didn't work out there, and we
Yeah.
would be forgiving of that. I
I
mean,
flunked out after 2 years. Yeah, don't mention it. Nobody would ever know unless he, you know, keep
but
posting
he
about it.
has to take the credit. And by the way, and I will say this, if you go to where he teaches now, supposedly, and I don't think he does, Morris Brown College, and you look up the bio, he claims a Juris Doctorate from Atlanta John Marshall Law School.
Which is false. Which is false according to Science Newswatch.
Yeah.
Science Newswatch confirmed he does not have a JD from John Marshall Law School. So
Yeah, and by the way, and you saw the tweet, in fact, it was a response to you, I think. He claimed 5 doctorates at one point last summer, and that would have had to have included Atlanta John Marshall Law School. And we now know that even his own magazine here is saying that he didn't get one. He's a liar. Okay, I mean, what can you say? All right. And then he went to Birmingham School of Law, where he attended for 2 years through their weekend law school program, traveling from Atlanta, Georgia to Birmingham. That's about an hour and a half one way. So that's pretty good. On
let's
Friday
just assume
evenings,
he did that. Yeah.
yeah, on Friday evenings after work to attend classes. After matriculating at BSOL for 2 years, Richie transferred his earned law school credits to the University della Renaissance's Legal Sciences program. They don't have one. Well,
They
actually, they
don't
don't
have. Yeah.
offer a Juris Doctorate in it. A
Yeah.
university,
That's right.
a university founded in 1991 that has a cooperative agreement with the Faculty of Law at the University of Montreal. Who cares?
They had
They
until
had 5 years
2015.
ago. They had
No,
one.
Yeah, no, 2015, yeah, was so 9 years ago they signed that agreement. It expired in 2020, I believe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was a crazy sounding thing to begin with, but it says rank the best francophone law school in the world. It doesn't matter. You didn't go to the University of Montreal, so their reputation has no bearing on anything. I mean,
But
look, I
Elliot,
went
but wait, Elliot Trudeau went to the university that has no relation at all with Rashad Richey.
to, yeah, it boasts these notable alumni, but
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, look, I mean, I
That's what I
went
said.
to,
It's just a bunch of ad copy in here that to confuse and people, on the true nature of his non accomplished JD that, Renaissance doesn't offer.
oh my God. S&W can now confirm that Ritchie's Doctor of Jurisprudence degree is accredited and considered a qualifying law degree, and that is false.
It's just false. There's no, it's not accredited, and
No.
so the school is, the school in Haiti for whatever the government of Haiti, which no longer exists, is worth, right? Um, the prime minister quit, right? He's in exile. Haiti's currently ruled by a bunch of gangs. So, and even before Haiti went downhill, at the time that Rashad Richey supposedly studied there, the area of the school was, you'd get killed just walking there.
Oh, yeah.
You get killed or kidnapped. So, I mean, can you operate a school under those conditions? No. So that school was not operational.
No. And they don't have the resources to do a virtual program. First of all, you go to their website, they mention nothing of a Juris Doctor program.
Oh, you know what?
No,
Let's challenge Rashad to post the diploma that he received from Renaissance University.
I know
We'd
where
like
it's
to
going
see
to
the
come from.
diploma.
I know
I
where
know
it's going
it's
to come from.
from the Euro American University in Florida. That's not
You're going to get
not a.
something from the California
Oh, that's
FCE.
right. Yeah, California University FC, which is not an accreditation agency. Sorry.
I can almost guarantee you that Renaissance University of Haiti has never heard of Rashad Richey.
I don't know. Well, maybe
I don't
somebody
think
is there,
so.
but everybody there is in hiding and trying to stay alive
Yeah,
in
I was
right
going to
now.
call,
So
and I thought, oh, there's no point.
yeah,
It's like there's no point. I mean, and by the way, um, he was so embarrassed about having this from Haiti that for the longest time we had the wrong Renaissance University because we didn't know which one because he wouldn't put Haiti at the end of it. But that is the proper name of the university, and he does this a lot. He
and
changes
now,
the name of the
yeah,
universities.
now that we found out, he admits to it that this is
Well,
the one.
and this thing that he tried here forced him to actually disclose the names of these universities. And so that's how we often, for a couple of them, that's how we know for sure now which universities he was talking about.
Okay, so they
Uh,
they they, they try to confirm that he has a JD from there, and frankly, good for those people if they accepted money from this fool, for
mhm.
giving him a worthless piece of paper.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the money all went to California University FCE. I
Yeah,
don't think
and
I don't think their university
we
had a
hope it
problem.
stayed in Haiti and helped those people that are
A little
starving
bit,
and
sure.
desperate. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and he goes on to talk about bar approval. Forget it. You are not going to ever sit for the bar in any state in this country,
So
ever.
the thing is, Rashad Richey is not eligible for taking the bar exam in Georgia because um, uh, he would have to be uh, practicing law in Haiti, uh, to be able to be eligible to take the bar exam in Georgia, and he's not uh, um, he cannot practice law in Haiti. He's not licensed to do that. If he was licensed to practice law in Haiti, then he might have a case, but he's not. So He's studying for the bar exam, he says, but I don't know where, but
Well, I thought he was talking about
not in Georgia.
Alabama
Oh,
at one
Alabama, yeah.
time, but he says here,
He's
Richie
gonna
informed.
he's gonna find the place that has the least requirements for taking the
Sure.
bar exam.
Alabama and
Where
Texas.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna be
he's
one of
not.
those.
And I already checked. He's not eligible to take the bar in those states either. Really.
Okay. Yeah.
It also says here, Richie informed SNW that he is studying to take the bar in both America and the United Kingdom. Okay, we don't care what he says. This whole thing is about confirming his claims. Okay, but again, these detectives. Okay, and it talks about the University of Haiti.
Bunch of ad copy. Yeah.
Yeah, and it has a it has a agreement with the University of Rennes too. So what? That doesn't help you because you didn't go to that university.
Again, it had one. It's expired and before he
Yeah.
even got there.
You know, United Nations, UNESCO, almost anything is now on UNESCO's website. That means nothing.
Now we get to the next paragraph is very interesting.
Okay. You want to read it or do you want me to
Yeah,
read it?
I'll read it. Yeah. So
Go ahead.
Richey is the managing partner for a Washington, D.C. law firm known as the Fairness Firm. The DC-based practice is a multinational law firm with affiliate offices in Atlanta, Georgia, Tucker, Georgia, Paris, France, Spain, and Cape Town, South Africa. Washington, D.C. is one of the few places where qualified individuals can become partner of a law firm prior to passing the bar, modifying the American Bar Association's model rule, such and such. So, very interesting because this is the first time they've made an excuse on why he's a managing partner at this law firm when he doesn't have a law degree. And they're saying it is not possible to do that in Georgia, and they're correct. But and then they say, well, that's why the Fairness Firm is based in Washington D.C. It is not based in Washington D.C. I checked. They are not registered as a they don't the business registry of Washington D.C. does not have them. They're not registered in D.C. So either they're operating in D.C. and they're not paying taxes there, so tax fraud, or they are actually operating out of Georgia, which they are. If you go to their website, their office is in Georgia.
Yeah.
If you go to the Georgia Business Entity Search, they are registered in Georgia. So they are operating in Georgia, and Rashad Richey, they're confirming that he's a managing partner there. And so that's not allowed under the Georgia bar rules. They are in violation. Or Erica Wilson, or what's her name?
Erica Wilson.
Right? Yeah, Erica Wilson is in violation of the Georgia bar rules, apparently, and she's lying about it to make this go away somehow. You're trying to find excuses for something we didn't even really bring up.
And it's actually, I thought we had brought this up before.
Yeah, we had brought it up that he just doesn't have a JD, and he's there. It being weird, we didn't bring it up as being actually illegal or not allowed under the State Bar of Georgia rules and regulations, and it is not. And they're operating like that, so somebody should tell the State Bar of Georgia.
And think about the risk you place yourself. You're representing a client in a case. If the other side finds out that one of your managing partners is not registered, you could get dismissed off that case. So this is an ethics violation. We've seen this already with Fannie Willis.
I've got an idea. Let's see if they represent anybody. Let's see if we can find anybody that they represent and inform the opposing party that something fishy's going on with this law firm. So this is now a threat to the Fairness Firm, is that whenever they litigate anything, the opposing side is going to find out about their illegal practices. And then what? I don't know what I'm not an expert in the State Bar of Georgia rules and regulations, but I don't think it's going to go down well for them.
Well, and keep in mind, we saw this with Fannie Willis already, where it was like there is an ethics problem here, and it almost got her tossed off the Trump case.
Yeah, I didn't follow that, but
Yeah, I didn't either, really, to be honest with you.
But anyway, this
Um,
thing is obviously a problem. That's why they try to address it, or Erica Wilson tried to address it, and and obviously there's a lie. She's lying, and there's another ethics violation, that the firm is registered in Washington D.C., which it is not.
well, and the other
So
problem is Erica, your name is at the top of this thing.
I know she's in so much. I don't know how much trouble, but this is a terrible look for a lawyer.
Not yeah, and why? What is it about Rashad Richey that people work around him knowing that this guy's a hand grenade? I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be anywhere near this dude.
Well, one answer is he is paying her.
I
And money.
suppose.
Money is often the answer to a lot of questions like this.
Okay, so it says Dr. Rashad Richey is one of the most dedicated and brilliant public policy, human rights policy, and international law scholars you will meet. Okay, his leadership at the fairness firm is unmatched. Well, he's
He
the only
hasn't
person
done
who's ever
anything.
held that position. So it's
I
like,
mean, how many clients do they have? Zero? I don't know.
excuse me. Okay, confirm memberships. Who cares? All you have to do is just pay the dues for that stuff. Um, International Bar Association. Yeah, you can just pay the dues and become
Oh,
a
look, a
member.
picture of the University of Montreal.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
isn't
I
that
mean, this is
amazing?
legitimate.
Yeah, Richie's never been there.
He probably doesn't even have a passport.
but
I
but
don't know.
here's what's really sad. You have this, and
Yeah.
they actually put this picture of the campus in Port-au-Prince, and look at it.
This is the University de la Renaissance
Yeah,
of Haiti. And so somebody took a picture out of their moving vehicle of this, dilapidated, or probably,
I
highly
think this might be Google. No, it's not Google Maps.
this is from Google, yeah.
Is it?
Yep, this is from Google
Okay.
Maps. So anyway, this is of course the top building in Haiti, maybe, I don't know. But yeah. Oh, look how many students. Hey, wait, there's a United Nations vehicle there. Do you see that?
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah.
eh, eh,
That is a UN vehicle.
yeah. That's the first time I noticed that.
Hmm. And here are university leaders at URH, but Rashad is not pictured. So, of what possible use is this?
Well, this is like, I think they're trying to prove that the university exists because, when Rashad claims a degree, it's never quite clear if the university actually exists.
Yeah, how pathetic is that? That's where you have to start, right? With most of the time, you think, okay, Wichita State University. We don't need to really check to see if it's there. But with Rashad, oh my God. Did he really complete his Master of Business Administration? Do you want to do this one or do you want to move on?
Move on. So he probably has this degree, how much effort and work he actually put in. Interesting. It says he did this through their weekend MBA program. Does that exist? Not on their website, but anyway,
Yeah,
um,
I'm a little
he.
skeptical.
So yeah, one update about it. The Beulah, what's it called? Yeah,
Yeah, Beulah.
Beulah Heights University has refused to confirm that he has a degree from there. So they've
Okay,
they've
what did
uh,
they
they've they've
say?
they've been repeatedly contacted. Their registrar has been repeatedly contacted to, and is so far refused, any contact or any and never replied. They're refusing to confirm his degree.
Okay, here's what I have to say about that.
Okay, go
How
ahead.
would you like to get a degree and have your university refuse to confirm it? I mean,
Yeah.
like, look, I'm applying for a job, and oh man, it's $100,000 a year. But unfortunately, the recruiter can't confirm that I went to the school there, so I don't get it.
Yeah, they just never reply. They don't confirm. The
That
registrar
is
isn't,
that
not
is really
responsive.
sick.
That's,
That is really sick.
So it's up in the air whether he actually has this degree. This would be a degree from an actually accredited university. We talked about this. This is a university that has taken the requirements to be accredited and has met each of these requirements at its absolute bare minimum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and it's always in danger of losing its accreditation.
Yeah.
And it had a scandal at one point. Well, I have to be careful because no, you know what? I'm thinking of Morris Brown. All
Okay.
these
Well,
places
let's move
start to
on
look
then.
alike. Yeah, and there's the university. Okay, yeah, we know it's got a campus. We don't care. Oh boy, does Dr. Richey hold a Master of Science in Neuroscience? If so, does he have a published peer-reviewed research publicly available in a neuroscience discipline? Yes and yes.
Nobody asked that second question.
And Richie enrolled in a 1-year, 40 credit Masters of Science program. Okay, an
Oh yeah, do you want
advanced.
to pull up the website of that university?
I guess I could try.
Universidad del Pacífico, Nicaragua. So
Yeah,
I'll
let me
talk
see if
about it anyway. This university has a staff of exclusively Taiwanese. So I don't know why, but I think they primarily sell university degrees from America to Taiwanese, unsuspecting Taiwanese students.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Um, 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 Actually, I think I'm going to get myself in trouble here.
Okay, well,
Yeah, let's just move on because I'm afraid that I'm going to lose my feeds there. So, at any rate,
okay.
yeah, the
So
faculty
yeah,
is all like Taiwanese.
they're all Taiwanese, and it includes one professor whose title is Master of Life and Death.
Well,
So, is this gonna pass? Oh yeah, this is one of the universities they talked about on Degree Info, and there's actually one other website like that. They talk about this university and how this isn't really gonna fly. You don't want a degree from there because nobody's gonna look at this. People aren't gonna think that you actually got anything of value from this university. So people on Degree Info, say careful, don't waste your money on this. You're not going to get a degree that's worth anything.
well, I mean, take a look at it. 1 year, 40 credits, 20 credits a
And of course, this is
semester.
completely online.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just it's a,
advanced. Okay, this is not like a master's of sociology, a master of science in neuroscience. 9 units would be
oh,
a
do they even
load.
offer neuroscience? Does it say on the website if they offer a
I think
neuroscience
what I
degree?
can gather is they offer pretty much almost everything, right?
Okay, whatever you need. Yeah.
Um, but you know, and here's the problem they have is they want to. He only claims it for 1 year, so they're stuck there. But they can't peel back on the credits because then it won't look like a real master's. So they just put 1 year, 40 credits. But
40 credit.
yeah, you're not doing no 40 credits in a year.
Normal is like 6 credits, right? Something
Six
like
to
that.
nine. Nine is
Yeah.
considered full time at most places. I've done 12, but I'm not doing that anymore. Of course,
But
I was
nobody's
taking
doing
some really hard
40. Yeah.
stuff. And some of the university's noted faculty include a whole bunch of people I have never heard of.
Well, I looked one up, and he did have, a high impact rating. This Kamesh Venkata Krishnan. No, Krishnan Kamesh Venkata. That's his name. But if is he really affiliated with his university? Because I could not find. He's actually affiliated with a completely different institution. So I'm not sure what he's doing on their website there.
I don't know. I don't know. This
But
article.
this has sort of it always has a kernel of legitimacy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it has to, right? Because you have to have something to build the lie about. I've read this thesis here. I think it's Chat GTP,
Hmm.
but
I
it
did
is
not read this one. Yeah.
it's a physics neuroscience one. No equations, no tables, no charts, no nothing. Just a lot of words. So yeah, I think it's Chat GTP. But
Okay. Well, yeah, we could
yeah,
analyze that at
I mean the
some other point.
CIA's declassified gateway process. When did he become an expert in that?
I know it's just ridiculous. And quantum physics, neuroscience, CIA. I mean, it sounds like he's just throwing out buzzwords.
Yeah, especially ones that these are the kind of words you throw around to get chicks, right? I'm a quantum mechanic. Ooh, I've been spending my time studying the CIA. I'm a member of the CIA. It's all these things that guys
Yeah,
would throw out at parties to get chicks
that's right.
involved in
Yeah, just
it.
bragging.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be sexist or misogynist there, but I was, from my male standpoint, these are the kind of things that we would do to impress girls. Quantum mechanics. Oh man, we got to mention that word quantum mechanics a lot. He does it a lot. Let's
So
see
so
here.
now there's a whole bunch of ad copy. It doesn't say, "Hey, this is the source, and
Mhm.
I am the I investigated. We asked such and such." No, it just states like as a fact, his research has been cited by scholars and researchers across the country.
What
Eh,
it does is it states
Yeah,
that which we have already questioned.
yeah.
Right.
So it doesn't give any source. It just says, "Hey, this is the way it is. This is what we found."
Yeah, we talked to Richie. He said he's great. There's a campus. Too
Oh,
bad
no, no,
that
this isn't. Wait, this is not a campus. This is a building with a sign on it. Is this a campus? Who knows? Maybe somebody just put a sign up for 10 minutes.
well, it looks like this is not a permanent sign. This is something that was stuck up there. And the
Yeah.
same thing up here. I bet you that's paper.
They put a banner on a building and took a picture. That's what
Yeah,
this is proof of.
yeah. I could actually open this thing up in Photoshop and confirm whether this is. I mean,
Well,
I
let's
could
not
have
go
got
there.
looking
We
at it.
already kind of confirmed that this is
Yeah,
highly it's not a legitimate university by any
no.
standard.
And oh, here we go. Here's the graduating class.
Wow, all in Chinese or in traditional Chinese.
Yeah,
Wow.
because when I'm going to a Nicaraguan school, I want to brush up on my Chinese, my Mandarin,
This looks
Cantonese.
so legit. Yeah. It's Cantonese, yeah.
And all of the graduates are clearly Asian. I don't see Rashad there. He probably would blend in too well with the rest. That's why we can't see him.
Yeah. I don't know who would take this seriously. Just, on the face of it, nobody would be like, "Oh, yes, of course, and nothing wrong with that. It's just Taiwanese, well, we'll
I mean,
just roll with this. This Nicaraguan university, totally legit. And where would I go for a neuroscience degree? Of course, to Nicaragua."
mhm, yeah, of course. And if I was like Rashad, just shows you how stupid he is. I would not put this picture in there. I would leave it out. Don't no 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 don't put this picture in
That's
this.
right. His article delegitimizes this university. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh, is the college where Dr. Ritchie completed his master's in physics at an accredited university? Yes. In order to provide a more complete answer, wait a minute.
Which one is this? Which college?
I don't know yet. Let's see here. Does he mention? Oh, it's Universidad Empresario.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Oh God, that may be
It's
the
not.
fakest of the fake. But listen
Oh,
to this.
so wait. Look at the question. Is the college an accredited university? Maybe the college is, but not the degree, right?
Um,
That could be one of those. But anyway,
I don't know.
that's how they're asking the
Maybe his
question. Anyway,
was.
the
I don't
degree is
know.
absolutely fake.
In order to provide a more complete answer, well, you don't have to. It's accredited or it's not. Okay. Ritchie actually holds 2 graduate degrees in physics. He's never had a physics course in his life. You can bank on that. In a previous interview, Richey explained how he sought a physics graduate program from an accredited university to satisfy the eligibility criteria to be accepted in a physics doctoral research program. Okay, wait. I mean, he's got it where I want to get this PhD, but I guess I just got to do this undergraduate and graduate master's thing first.
So I mean, let's just recap why this is not a legitimate degree. Is you can get a degree from this university by simply getting a degree from the Euro-American University registered in Florida, which is not accredited at all by any standard of the imagination, and it even says so on their website. And then with this completely worthless degree, you can exchange it for a degree at the Business University of Costa Rica. So that's why it's not a legitimate degree, or any degree from the Business University of Costa Rica is just entirely worthless.
I think one of the problems that Richey has, or maybe he doesn't, maybe he's smart enough to know better, but a lot of people think that like physics degrees, well, that just means getting to know what a black hole is, the party talk, right?
Hmm.
And they just cannot understand the level of mathematics and heartache that goes into those degree programs.
Hmm.
Physics is freaking hard. And, you know, you can't walk into a physics class, an advanced one, and understand anything. But he doesn't understand that. He thinks it's just hard that you got to study harder, right?
You just gotta
Um,
just go view one of those videos, and
yeah,
that's
if
your,
I
you
study
know.
one of those videos, I'll figure it out somehow. But no, you won't. It's like walking into a Russian literature class where everything's taught in Russian and you don't know any Russian. You're not going to figure it out by hanging out and listening. It's just not going to happen. He just doesn't get that. Um, so yeah, it's is it an accredited university? No, it's not. And I'll bring up another point. A lot of these guys are confusing intentionally um, the licensing of a school with accreditation. They're not the same
So,
thing.
yeah, that's right. And sometimes they are referring to the fact that the school has a business license in the district it's in. You know,
Yeah.
it's government recognized. Well, yes, because you had to register it as a business,
Hmm. Yeah,
right?
and in Florida, which where Euro American emanates, as along with this Nicaraguan school that we just talked about, um, they have to give you a license if you pass some very bare minimum qualifications, right? Because they don't want to get involved in religious First Amendment issues where they've denied a person's right to study a religion. So
Hmm.
Florida is very easygoing when it comes to religious schools. So you see a lot of diploma mills operate out of Florida, and they are almost always going to be very biblical themed. And
Yeah,
here's the other
Florida's got
thing,
this exemption essentially from any regulation for religious schools. You just have to
right?
claim that you're religious, a religious school, and and suddenly there's no oversight at all.
And you'll notice that the curriculum only contains courses that have like religion, biblical, theological, or something in the title because they can't
You
offer
know,
any courses outside
yeah,
of that.
and yeah, that's the Euro-American University. That's their business concept. They're supposedly a religious school, right? And that's how they are, able to operate out of Florida.
Yeah, this is really good. After completing his Master of Science in Applied Physics and Quantum Mechanics, a 60 credit program, wow, which is a deviation from the standard 30 to 40 credits required American programs. Well, why would you do that? Richey adapted his master's thesis into a book titled, and again, as I've said before, you really can't do this, but actually, he could do this because it's a book. Um, it was just that no self-respecting publisher would publish it because it's already been published. It's a thesis. But okay.
So
But
this is
60,
self-published, by the way. Let's just be
yeah, it's
clear. No
self-published.
publisher actually took this.
And again, he claimed it was the number one ranked physics book. He sells 6 copies a month. So yeah. Let's see here. Is there anything else in this section here that you want me to talk
Yeah,
about?
let's actually focus on just their writing and what they're doing instead of rebutting their claims. Oh yeah, here, this is good. Let me read this. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Richie's published thesis. So now here we get to know some of the content of that master's thesis that we, because we didn't want to buy it, so we don't really know what it says. I'm not going to spend money on that. But here it explains, some of the content. Richie's published thesis presents 2 new theoretical concepts. These are brand new, guys, so watch out. About the quantum universe, human perception, energy, and matter. One hypothesis proffers the universe only has a fixed amount of energy, and get this is a hypothesis that's completely new. Our physical eyes, which according to Richey are only sensory organs, and the real work of signal interpretation happens in the brain. Wow. Wow. What's this? How old is this? 200 years, 300, 500 years? I don't know. How long have people known this for?
Well, keep
So
going. Keep going.
I'm gonna keep going. Yeah.
Which is
Um,
programmed
which is programmed to only see a very narrow band of light
light
frequencies.
frequency. Then
Wow.
that's
So the
genius.
eyes can only see a narrow band of electromagnetic radiation. I mean, when was this discovered? At least 100 years ago, please. But no. For Rashad Richey, this is a completely new theoretical concept. All right. I mean, get a load of this, really.
I mean,
Wait here. Richey proposes. He proposes a hypothesis. We know nothing's been proven. We don't know, right? But Richey proposes we likely only see less than 1% of the light spectrum that exists on Earth. Oh, no way. No way. Dude. I mean,
oh
what kind
man,
of acid did he take to write this, right?
so good,
Richie,
man. That's so badass.
and here Richie calls this effect. So the fact that the eye can only see a limited amount of the electromagnetic spectrum, Richie calls this effect the quantum phantasmagoria effect. Wow. He believes that similarly to how a microscope can see more detail based on the magnification and light intensity of the device, human neurological systems can evolve or adapt to increase its capacity to see additional frequencies of light not commonly seen. In a recent presentation, Richie gave more context to the hypothesis and sent Science Newswatch a written response providing more details for his theoretical framework. So Rashad Richey, he's not really discovered it, but he proposes that the eyes can see light. I mean,
Only, but
that is
not all
amazing.
light. But not all light.
No, it
A
just
very
but
narrow
but
band.
but look, the eyes are what actually is it? The eyes are only a sensory organ. All right. So this
But
is
my
this
favorite.
is
I'm sorry. My
amazing.
favorite
Who would
though.
have thought that? So
My
I looked
favorite
it
though
up.
is this.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
you go ahead.
My favorite though is the universe only has a fixed amount of energy.
Yeah.
Energy conservation.
Yeah, I know.
He
He's
needs to write this in.
a theoretical concept that nobody's thought of before, right?
He
I mean,
needs to contact physical
this is
review letters
so
and let them know
so
about this.
ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, and this is his master's thesis, which it just took him. Wait, this took him 60 credits, right? They also confusing credits with actual like research work. But wait, let's not go there, right?
And
Um,
this thing about the neurological system that can evolve or adapt to increase its capacity to see additional frequencies. Okay, so maybe he saw something in like a Wikipedia and these other things that were written by Wikipedia as just, these are just everything that we already know. He thinks are groundbreaking because he doesn't know that energy conservation is well known by everybody.
Oh wait, here Sean has a few comments for us, I think.
Okay. What does he say there? The professional class. Oh,
Oh,
let me go to this
that's a good.
earlier. Let me go to this earlier
Yeah,
one. Okay. Well, you can do 15 fall, 15 spring, 6 summer.
we talk about
So you,
credits.
so you could legit finish close to 40 credits a year. Oh boy.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that's
I took
rough.
12, and and what you do is you take 12, but then you get burned up pretty bad, and you got to take
But
like 6.
anyway, in either case, this would be full-time work, and Rashad Richey was not doing
Yeah, no,
that.
no. I mean, keep in mind that's another thing is that he doesn't also understand that 2 graduate courses in physics is going to blow up your entire every day of your week.
You're not doing anything else,
You're not going anywhere.
but no, Rashad Richey was doing 3-hour radio shows every day and working in his lab, and who knows what else he's
Serving
claiming to
as a
do, right?
professor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he also says the professional class already has a competency crisis. That's why I mocked them by throwing PhD and Esquire in my internet aliases. Oh, I see. Yeah. And by the way, you don't put Doctor blankly blank PhD.
Yeah.
That's a real pompous thing to do, and it's incorrect. So I'll tell everybody: if you're talking to somebody or you're referring to somebody vocally, it's doctor. But if you're introducing someone, it's PhD. And I go around and around with this all the time because I get lots of correspondences from faculty members, and they almost never get this right. But doctor is a salutation, and
But
you
anyway,
don't.
this is, I think, the highlight. This paragraph's kind of the highlight of the whole article.
Okay, so here we go.
Oh yeah,
And
now quote from Rashad.
okay, so he goes into a lot of physics here, and he for the first time introduces an equation. He's
We
expanded.
criticized him for that. Yeah.
Yeah, he expanded the wave function in a basis set of the energy eigenstates and what he calls these photon states. And I looked at that and I thought, okay, that's a little interesting. He must have picked this thing up out of a quantum field theory book somewhere. So I emailed one of my friends who's a real quantum field theorist. I mean, he's got 50 publications, and he says this looks like garbage. So
Oh
and
yeah,
that's what he
didn't
said.
he say that this is not actually a sum? This would be an integral, right?
Yeah, I don't recall his exact
Yeah,
argument, but
I recall you sent me that, and
yeah.
it said that this is just so wrong. You didn't know where to start, right?
Mhm. So it's a guy who's uncovered some cool sounding stuff and has stuck it in a.
Yeah,
And by the way, just the whole the craziness of including something like this. Sorry, in a article that the purpose of this is for the layman, right? And why would you start now diving into quantum
I know
field theory?
why. Because
Yeah,
we criticized him for not including any formulas in his articles, and suddenly, whoa, there's a formula. This is a direct response to what we've been talking about.
right, right. Okay. Let's see. I tell you what, we have been ignoring our audience, so we
Yeah.
need to kind of go through here. Um, by the way, this one here came up a little bit. Rashad Richey. I don't know who Rashad Richey is.
I don't know.
I never heard of the
just an
person. Maybe he's a
alias. I don't
famous
know. Maybe this
celebrity.
is a joke. I don't know.
I guess. Dark magic. Well, okay, we were talking about some school, but I'm not sure which one now at this point. Let's
Oh,
see.
yeah. I think one of those. Yeah. Religious schools.
I'm pretty sure my Twitter degrees are just as valid as Richie's. Yeah.
You got to make more of an effort, Sean.
Yeah, the speed of light in a vacuum is the same for all observers. That's the the special theory of relativity. Yeah, and that's true. I'm not sure what we read there that he's referring to, but yeah, that's just modern physics 101. Okay.
Okay, what else we got here?
And here's another thing. Another degree that I've never heard of.
Oh, that's right. He's got a new degree. He's claiming a new degree. Suddenly, a second degree from the Université de la Renaissance d'Haïti, and
Master of Science in
what
agronomical
is
physics, dirt physics.
So agronomical, it's presumably it's something they actually offer, right?
I didn't
I don't know.
check to
I haven't
see.
looked, but this might sound like something that they would offer in Haiti, right? Like
Mhm.
an agronomical degree, but agronomical physics, no, they don't have that.
No, I'm trying to think about what that would even be like. I mean,
Oh, this is like soil
well,
health,
it's soil and
soil
stuff like that. I mean,
chemistry to make plants grow, or the
sifting
pH and
science, you
magnesium
know.
content and what this kind of stuff is. That's the kind of agricultural science.
Right, but I mean, physics is really fundamental. So I'm not sure what this would look like. I'm not doubting that there is such a field. I haven't looked. I have never heard of it. But
So
it
he's got
just
a new
seems like
thesis though. Please read the title of this thesis. This is great.
agronomical physics contextualized through interdisciplinary connections to Earth's geomagnetic fields, a synthesis of ediphology and human physiology.
Like, what
Okay.
does this have to do with human physiology? It's just, I want to read this.
And by the way, it does he love the word contextualized?
Yeah, it's in
It's
every
in
one of his things.
everything he does.
It's one of those nonsense words he doesn't really know.
And again, he mentions his cooperative framework agreement with the University of Rennes, but he didn't go there. He did nothing with that university. They were not involved in anything he did.
So anyway,
URH
he's claiming a new degree. Yeah.
yeah, URH is accredited by the Haitian Ministry of Education. No, that is not true. And professional formation is a member of the
Well,
board of
actually, it is. So it is listed as a university in
yeah,
Haiti.
but it's not
So
accredited.
I don't know. I don't know how the accreditation works. It's just the fact of the matter is that at the time supposedly got his degree, there was no functional Ministry of Education in Haiti.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's another
So
problem.
yeah, and that's why
And
it's puzzling that he's so proud to claim a degree from Haiti and Nicaragua. This is not where you want to claim a degree from necessarily. These aren't functional governments. Well, Nicaragua slightly more, I guess. Uh, but this is not. You're not going to be. This is these universities exist online, and that's about it.
but look at this. It says that this whole thesis provides analytical research and physics equation models. Who writes like that? Some theoretical, proposing the need for a new interdisciplinary science to study Earth, agriculture, geomagnetism, physiology, and the cosmos. Yeah, in
Oh, the
concert.
cosmos. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because we got to figure out the relationship between dirt and the cosmos.
Yeah. That fits beautifully in just one article. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, by the way, it says his research is published in this same journal, but it's not listed there. He could come
Mm,
around and say, "Well, it was accepted for publication," but it says published, but it's not.
it's not.
Because I
It's
would
just it's
love to
just
read
a
it.
figment of his imagination.
Yeah, and according to URH, these professors are the best teacher researchers initially trained in the country and graduated from major North American. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is a dynamic faculty body. This is the research that these detectives did. They went to the website and pasted
I
the
don't even know if
marketing
it says
sheet.
something this bold on the website, but it says that, look, it is a dynamic faculty body concerned, responsible, and aware of the role that the university must play in a country whose human and material resources are underexploited, if not unexploited. What, like, you want them to be exploited? All right. You know, you want the human resources to be exploited. I mean, an
That could be a
economist
French
might talk like
translation.
that,
Though.
but
That could be a French translation issue.
you're right. Yeah.
What's this? Oh,
This
that's
is
the University of Renee that Rashad never
That's
attended.
nothing to do with anything at all,
Nothing to do with
Rashad
anything.
Richey.
And there's the one that so
Oh,
it's
another,
almost
yeah.
like it's almost like they're it's like they're putting this in there to demean this one, right? Like, look how crappy this
Look,
university is. Let's make it look crappier by putting a really cool looking one right
I
above
don't
it.
know what they are thinking, but Rashad Richey, get new marketing people. There are professionals out there, and whoever put this together is not.
Yeah, you can Photoshop this thing and make it look decent, you know?
No, I mean just to put these two pictures together, and I mean there's just no.
Oh,
This
yeah.
doesn't.
I mean,
There's no rhyme or reason to this. This doesn't flow cognitively. You don't. You don't go from this to that, and then this doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense as a story. That you want to tell a story that how educated you are. Well, these two pictures don't make sense to that
yeah.
story.
Oh God.
Oh
Did
well, we
Dr.
could kind of
Richie
skip over
complete
this because
the
we can't prove this. It says, did you complete these courses? They say yes, and their sources, of course, Rashad Richey.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. They just asked him, "Did you do it?" Yeah. Well, there we go. Our
yeah.
crack investigative team. Um,
You just figured it out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
yeah.
you're 5 or 6 people that spend countless days figuring out whether he's completed the open courseware courses, and they just asked him.
These are just downloadable lectures. There's no homework. There's no exams. There's nothing. You know, it's YouTube. So this is kind of like the sovereign citizenship of physics in a way. Except it's real good stuff, but Richie would not be able to understand any of it.
We can skip to the bottom too if you want. I don't know if you want to. Let's
Yeah, I don't
see.
want to
This
talk
is
about
ask about
theology.
his undergraduate degrees. Oh yeah,
Oh,
this
here
is
we
a
go.
picture. This is a picture of the
American.
European University, and there's John Kersey, that
Yeah, that's him here,
controversial
isn't it?
figure. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just say
he's got
controversial figure.
57 degrees, I think.
Yeah, and
And
some interesting political views that he's
yeah,
made
hard
known
right.
in hard right in the UK. And
Mhm.
of course, I mean, his university is like, this is, extremely conservative Christian traditions. This is what Rashad gets his degrees from. So, maybe nothing wrong with it, but this is very opposite of his public persona.
Okay, wait a minute. Rashad Richey came up with that, and he's talking about the speed of light in a vacuum being the same for all observers. Where did he say that? Did I miss it?
Yeah, yeah. Let Sean tell us where this is, because I don't think we
I
found
would like
that.
to know
I
where
don't
he said
remember it.
that because, yeah, that's like water is wet. Like, yeah, of course it's the same for all observers. I mean, that's
Maybe it's
fundamental.
an article that we haven't just read, because there's just so much. Rashad comes up with so much material, so much nonsense. It's kind of hard to go through it.
Rashad Richey also spent months in the Galapagos studying different species there and concluded that all life shares a common ancestor.
Yeah, yeah.
What
Oh yeah,
I find funny
he's
about this
joking.
picture here is
Yeah,
this is supposed to be evidence to support his claim, but he's not in the picture.
he's on the picture. Yeah.
And here we have nobody. I mean, there's nobody in the picture.
What school is this supposed to be?
This
Let's
might be the
scroll
one
down.
that they took out.
Oh, that's right. They took out a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, IT and B campus. Wait a minute. Why did they put this in there?
Scroll down to see the caption. ITV
It
campus
says
congregation.
IT and B campus.
Oh, maybe this is maybe that's why they so eager to get rid of this, because maybe he's claimed a degree from there that nobody has known about, or maybe he's gone there. Maybe there's some. We can dig into this. We'll dig into this. Don't worry. If it
Yeah, we'll
turns
look
out.
at it. Is Richie currently a PhD in quantum physics program? Okay, never minding the poor English. Is he a physics professor? Yes and yes. And I would like to know, how in the hell are you a physics professor and completing your PhD in physics at the
Oh
same
yeah,
school?
that's right. Same school. He is, and he just started the Department of Science. So he's the dean of the Department of Science. He's a physics professor, and a dean and a professor. Okay, sometimes that's the case, and also a PhD student in the same department, of which he's the only professor.
Right. It's a one-man, not only one-man faculty, but it's a one-man faculty and student.
He's gonna give himself a PhD. I'm sure. I have the feeling he's gonna award himself the PhD, signed by the dean himself, right?
Or
Because
Rockwork.
the degree, so the diploma is signed by the deans usually, so that would be
Yeah.
him. He's gonna sign his own
And by the
diploma.
way, he's also roped in some student out of Iran to
Yeah, I
be.
saw that. Those are the people they're duping. Those are the
Yeah,
students they're
I think
duping.
that Richie's taking money off these people, and
Yeah,
that's
he
yeah.
is. They want a degree
Um,
from like a Western university, and they think they're enrolling in a Western university and getting a legitimate degree from France. They're not.
and he also mentions he's also on the faculty at Morris Brown, and he's provided lectures at these. Who cares?
That's right. Is he a physics professor? Yeah. Well, at the school, that's
Actually,
not accredited as a university. So actually, so he's not a physics professor there because the Paris Graduate School is not a university. It's a technical college. It's registered with the government of France as a technical college, and they cannot have professors there because the name or the designation professor is reserved for universities in France. So he's a false professor.
Sean's got something brilliant. We give ourselves PhDs in Rashad Richey studies, so he can't deny any of our claims.
Yeah.
Well, we could tell him, look,
Yeah.
maybe you can counter our claims by enrolling in our university, and if you're good enough, we'll give you the same PhD, and then we'll allow you to talk. Oh my God.
Okay, so are we almost at the bottom?
I think we're
Or
almost there. Let's see here.
Richie's.
And then he's got
Uh,
his medically certified, double-blind, peer-reviewed case
oh,
study
that's
on
right. He's
Alzheimer's.
cured. Let's not forget Rashad Richey has cured Alzheimer's disease.
Oh, this is, and I have another video that I'm editing now. This is where it gets sick.
So he wrote an actual an article. It's an article what appears to be an article in a science-based journal, and it's just you have to review it. It's sick. You're right.
Yeah, case study, a sample size of one patient.
One patient.
Oh, I mean, I laugh and then I feel bad about laughing, because
But it is entertaining because it's just so bad. It's just so bad.
So let me say it. Hey, Rashad, if you're listening, man, retract that damned article. You're going to give some family out there some false hope, asshole.
Yeah.
That's it. At this point, it's no longer a joke. But at any rate, I'm going to be releasing that video probably by probably Monday night. It is the most ridiculous thing I've read in a long time, but it's coming from him. So what else could it be? Challenges commonly held notions about medical science's understanding. No, it doesn't. Is and here he is at the. You want to talk about this?
The annual conference for the Black
National Society of Black Physicists.
Yeah, the annual conference of the National Society of Black Physicists. This is the conference he was invited. But I want to talk about the this article and like how they
Okay, you
wrote it,
want to go
not
back up?
really about this conference. No, just keep scrolling.
Oh,
I don't want to talk that he
this
went
article, the general thing. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to talk more about the article itself, and how they did this article. Paris at the Paris Graduate School. So this is the founder of the Paris Graduate School. I've looked into her. It's sketchy. I don't know why they didn't associate with the Paris Graduate School is accredited by an agency that does no accreditation, which is the University of California, FCE.
Yeah. By the way, they're
But yeah,
signing a new university agreement for students who serve in the military. Yeah. Look at the flag. That's Lebanon. It's the
yeah,
Lebanese army.
I know.
Nothing
So
is real.
they're this is it's a fake university. They're duping people from foreign countries that think they're getting a degree from France, from a country that uh, that's held in high esteem in their region.
This is the Student Learning Center. Yeah. Okay. Um, Let me know when you want me to stop. I think we're at the
Yeah.
end.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So this ends with a beautiful sentence. So Science News Watch writers, fact checkers, and volunteers put a lot of hours into this story, and I don't doubt that.
And
We
by the way, it's
stand
not
by
supposed
our
to be a story. It's not
Yeah,
supposed to be a
that's right.
story.
Now it's a story. Yeah, that's right. It's now the story. We stand by our work. So who's standing by the work? Erica Wilson, all these folks there that we've
Who's we?
mentioned. Yeah, the people that are up there, the authors, right?
Mhm.
Dr. Rashad Richey is one of the most educated individuals in America. So this is their conclusion, of their research, is that he is, in fact, is he one of the most educated people? Yes, he is. And they've investigated this investigative article. We've hired detectives. Uh, it's just, I mean, it's just so bad. It's so bad.
I know. And so they changed this. They basically went hastily in and edited this, and they changed that last sentence
They
somehow.
changed the last sentence. Yeah, removed the last sentence, and they went on rambling for a little longer about something. I don't know if we want to pull
Yeah, I
that up
can't
or not.
recall.
Yeah, but
But
anyway, so that's the funny thing is they stood by their. Let's just scroll back up, right? It says here, we stand by our work. Well, they stood by their work for about 10 or 11 hours before they revised
that's
it.
right.
So
And they
they
pulled
they
it.
they put a lot of hours into this, and then they stood by it for like 10 hours. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, and
And
here's the
yeah.
thing is, uh, it's kind of interesting as to what they were trying to prove. What was their purpose?
Well, so the revised article's title, they revised this article and they gave it a different title, saying, "Does Rashad Richey really have 9 university degrees?"
Yeah.
And of course they came to the conclusion that he does. And so, yeah, what was the point of this? Like, who is the audience? The interesting part is that Rashad Richey never posted this story on any of his social media channels. He wasn't
Right.
trying to, disseminate it. He wasn't. He didn't want people to read it. It was on a public-facing website, but for who? Certainly, he didn't want to distribute it. Nobody else distributed it, but I did. I think you and I are
I
the only
mean,
ones that linked it
you
on
kind
on
of
the Twitter
wonder,
accounts.
did they publish this to did they really think that me and you were going to get together and look at this and go, oh crap, we had it wrong all along? They brought in these private detectives and, well, shoot,
I
these
mean, they,
universities do
yeah.
exist. Oh my
I'm sure
God.
this was this has been in the works, for you don't write this overnight like that. I don't know, or maybe Rashad did. Who knows? But they saying they put a lot of hours into this.
I'm going to guess
Uh,
these people are trying to bolster
uh,
Richie because Richie is a public figure with
okay,
the,
well, yeah, Sean, we're gonna tease something. We know a little bit more than we're letting on here, but it's for another time.
yeah,
There's
there's a
something
lot
else out
more to
there.
cover.
Yeah,
There's a
there's
lot
there,
more to
there's
cover.
something else more, and it's something that hasn't been made public. We discovered it, and well, let's leave it at that, I guess, right?
And so I don't know if are we kind of wrapping this thing up now? I mean,
I think so. Or are you? Have you got anything
I
else?
think I'm kind of good. I'm getting tired, but I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
put out one last appeal. Hey, Rashad, I know you're going to be watching this. Pay the lady at the PTSA that money. You promised it. They need it. Those kids are not getting what they were going to get. And you used the Young Turks channel to broadcast that promise. So you need to make good with it. Go ahead. You're going to get sunk for about 20 grand, but you're just going to have to pay it. because you pulled a Michael Scott there and promised something that you had no intention of delivering, but you need to deliver. And the other thing is, pull down that Alzheimer's article. The chances of somebody stumbling on that and getting false hope is probably not good, but guess what? Let's not take that chance. You know that it's garbage. Take it down, retract it. It's not going to have any effect on me because I already pulled the article down. I already got it stored. But, do the right thing for once in your life. What
Yeah,
do you
he
think?
pulled this article that we just read. So pull
Yeah,
the
maybe. Yeah.
Alzheimer's article too while
But
you're
it
at
wasn't
it.
for altruistic purposes. I
Yeah.
can guarantee you.
You realized before that you made a mistake to publish this article, and then you pulled it. You can do the same thing with the Alzheimer's article.
Yeah, and I also want to make sure that we emphasize that Rashad had his hands in all of this. I mean, he
Yeah,
was involved in the preparation of this deal.
that's why there's so much so much puffery in there, right? Because
Yeah.
I can see him kind of standing over people and saying, "Oh, well, let's just put this in there too. Let's put how great I am here too," right? Just adding
Yeah.
it in there. Same as in the Alzheimer's article. Just uncalled for, self promotion
Self promotion in the worst way.
in the
I
worst
mean,
way. So
it's good to be like,
I thought about this. I've met at the university. You occasionally meet people that are complete assholes, right?
mhm,
They're just dicks. They're very good at what they do in their field, but they're just dicks to everyone, right? And they just think they're the greatest. And those people don't write articles and praise themselves in them. Those
no.
people refrain from doing that. But Rashad has taken it up a notch on the asshole scale, and she's just praising himself in these research articles. It's
Well, what's really
unbelievable.
bad is that you come across people like Rashad from time to time, and they're insufferable, right? You don't want to go to a cocktail party with Rashad there. You're going to hate him within no time. But what's interesting about it is that there's a bunch of these people, and they all know each other, and they all have the same personality of boasting and bragging and massive egos. I don't know how they get along with each other.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a good question because most of the time those people don't get along with each other because they all want to be the top.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm good for the night.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I agree.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to go ahead and put this one thing will be available. The recording of it will be available on YouTube shortly. And thanks again, and I'll see everybody next time. Sunday night. Oh, I should mention Sunday night. The Kyle Rittenhouse deal is coming up again. So if you're interested in Kyle Rittenhouse, the Kenosha shootings, you won't want to miss that one. That's Sunday night. I forget what time it is. It's probably like around 8 o'clock or so, okay, Central Time. Anything else? Anything you want to offer?
No, I'm good. Yeah, I just
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that Alzheimer's review article video that you do.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's sad,
Yeah.
but I'll get through it. All right,
All
take
right.
care,
Good
everybody. See you
good
around.
night.